Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to show an online battle I fought a while ago between the French and the English. I'm in command of the French forces. My brother was actually in command of the English forces. I was thinking today as at work, thought I'd like to show that battle. I came home and looked at it, went to my replays to do it, and I didn't have it anymore, but I had this one. I'm like, oh, that's a good one too. So, real quick before I get it going, see I have some dismounted feudal knights over here on my right flank, my heavy infantry, swinging around, and then he was moving around his peasants. So, not to push on his strategies or anything, but he wasn't as good at medieval at this time, but still a fight. But and now he's much better. Our battles are really good. This one's still good though. But sometimes your formations are just in a spot and you can't really change it. But it's kind of the same thing for me, where I have some religious fanatics and stuff and peasants and whatnot over here on my extreme left flank, going up against dismounted feudal knights. And then he has his armored sergeants and some levy spearmen, I'm sure. Back here in reserve, there's the levy spearmen. And then we limited the game to, do we do any cavalry? I think just the general's bodyguard. It's pretty much an all infantry battle, so we'll just get it underway. More religious fanatics on here. Yeah, my main line was pretty much all just my peasants, religious fanatics, and so on. And I did recognize that and started to bring up the sergeant spearmen to back up the line. These guys are just cannon fodder at this point. Fast forward until everybody's in position. It's this charge, but this was the first. I just assaulted his feudal knights, my religious fanatics, and so on. Get him down here in the nitty gritty bit of it. Oh, my speed is still up. I wonder why I was looking weird. I like this map. The tall grasses and everything, just wide open plains. Wanted to occupy his heavy infantry first with my weaker units, and then after they softened up a little bit, I decided I was going to move in my sergeant spearmen and such. I'm charging this corner here with some feudal knights and armored sergeants. I'm trying to get into slow motion here. His units were well ready for that charge. So they just thrust their spears as hard as they can into the enemy. Spears and swords. You can see kind of a connected here still in the troop. A little weak spot here. I thought maybe I could exploit that and split the army. He still has a lot of men in reserve. I still have of course, my dismounted feudal knights back here. And I do have men in reserve as well. These are my armored sergeants. But this wasn't really wasn't too crazy, you know, nothing crazy spread out like the battle I thought I was going to be showing. But it's just kind of a slugfest. It's just a grind. Religious fanatics. They have like almost unlimited morale, I believe. And here I'm charging my peasants. You can see a lot of French casualties here. They're no match for these dismounted feudal knights. Not a chance. Got more religious fanatics coming in, trying to soften them up. One guy here, let's see if he can. Oh, he got stabbed in the back. Almost was gonna put money on him. Oh, this guy just ate it. So did he. This here is where I actually have the best chance early on in the battle of getting through, just because it's armored sergeants, first armored sergeants, but they are backed up by feudal knights. You can see we are kind of pushing this corner of the line here back, this elbow where they all meet. And you can see it got a lot of actually dead the soldiers back here, but there's plenty of the religious fanatics as well dead. Oh man, did the backflip right there. Line really stretched up here too. I don't want to engage the whole thing. And man, I'm sure it was hard not to just want to have your guys flank them, but then you're leaving yourself exposed to my armored sergeants. But just these mass numbers here, they're actually starting to work their way on to these dismounted feudal knights. And now they're had them pull back, wanting to get another strong charge. Look at that though. Big, I love just giant infantry battles like this. Lines pulling back. Dead all over the field. Feudal knights are ready for another charge. We are still working. See here, he got a lot of catches here. We're pushing the armored sergeants further around on the flank. Pull these guys back quite a ways. And we're just working on this elbow here, making headway there. Oh, we got a charge here. Peasants against feudal knights. I think we all know who's going to win that. I'll probably text him to upload this. Like, why did you post that? I guess I could have left his name out. There they go. They're not retreating though. He just pulling them back. Smart move. Save them for later. Still working on this right here. Armored sergeants up against the dismounted feudal knights. Look at that over there. Pushing into the breach. Actually, pretty much separated these two portions here of his main line. Oh, we got a charge. Armored sergeants. Oh, yeah. Bloody fighting along this corner here. I hear battle horns. Oh, religious fanatics. Oh, they stopped. They probably wanted to charge without orders. Pulled the guys off his main line here, off his flank. But he still got reserves back there to cover it. Look at the far out here. As far zoom. We're really mashed up on that corner. I believe he did outnumber me in this battle, but I think that's because I decided to not recruit quite as many to charge here. They're trying to reinforce his left flank, my right. Love the sound of the shields crashing into each other. Feudal knights have been fighting for a while, but they're still strong. I heard a horn. Let's see anybody charging. Over here. Hit again in the center. And then the sergeant spearmen. You can tell these guys aren't as well upgraded. And good charge there though. Good charge. You can tell though, but these are sergeant spearmen, and if you look at the way they are, their armor, their uniforms, run over here to some sergeant spearmen I have. See, they kind of have the mailed helmets and chainmail. They're all, oh, these are armored sergeants. Okay, I thought I just have them upgraded down there. That's usually how it is on campaign. You can upgrade the armor and it changes the look. Which that may be how it's here. It's been a while since I've played vanilla Total War. Religious fanatics and sergeant spearmen trying to push a breach here. You can see it's kind of V'd out. Trying to work his flank. Look at that. Look at all the English bodies here. Pushing into this flank. Keep pushing over here. Those guys are routing. Press the advantage. They're just peasants. He realized that, oh, they're breaking mass chain route down here of the English peasants. They're taking off. They decided warfare wasn't their way to make coin. Look at that, though. You could tell it was peasants up against peasants and armored sergeants up against pretty heavy French infantry. Look at that. There's really not hardly any dead space in this battle. It's just constant fighting. You can tell it's where my bigger infantry were fighting because of just the more blue bodies down there are red. This line's not been engaged, other than the very end of it. You should have had these troops. Oh, I guess I forgot I had guys here. There's 150 armored sergeants right there that could have helped smash that. They would have been hit, but could have forced a chain route possibly. And he could have easily protected his flank with some of these armored sergeants. See, I was pulling these guys back, and I'd send more and just hammer and nail. These are just peasants, but you can see they're tired or shaken. But if we pushed off the main line here, we are pushing them back. Look at that. Look at the aftermath of that first engagement. The general's bodyguard. Some units down here in the gully. My armored sergeants are ready for a counterattack. And here we go. Back into the battle. We do a little bit of slow motion here. Just reforming lines here on the main. Get ready to. These units are still. Those are fresh units too. There goes the religious fanatics. Try and use them up first. Want to save my good infantry. These guys are well braced for the charge, but here come the other men. The next charge. Kind of uphill battle there. Ready to attack that corner, try and split the army. Working on the flank. Those troops in the gully are falling back. Some of them have gone back up on this hill here. He's working to reform that line before I get my troops up there before we do anything. Feudal Knights against Levy Spearmen. Watch this murder. See if we can win this fight. Oh! French Feudal Knight continues his rampage. He's rushing in some peasants trying to reinforce that line. Engaging his flank, his far right flank.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Religious fanatics still going at it. And there goes the first breaking unit. Surprise, it's armored sergeants. I think that's the first unit I had break unless I oh no I didn't, there's one back there further. Religious fanatics, they broke first. Armored sergeants oh, they've returned to the battle. Look at the casualties there. Just massive. Massive. All through the hills. Look at that. Just long lines. And the lines have pretty much stayed in the same shape. They've just shrunk and moved back. Moving some dismounted Feudal Knights around to the main line. Armored sergeants still pushing. Feudal Knights also still pushing. Working our way up this hill.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, there are some broken sergeants and peasants. Feeling we had some men return to the fight though. Look at that. Girl's bodyguard. Charging on the flank of these armored sergeants. Wouldn't want to charge them head on. Not cavalry. Want to let them know we're still here, we're still fighting. His right flank is starting to make progress, breaking plenty of units, but I still have these 3 that have come back. That's probably just like charge my General's Bodyguard in there just to keep him from exploiting my retreating troops. Bringing in some levied spearmen, pushing in the armored sergeants, trying to get on the backs of my other soldiers and push them forward up the hill. There's his General's Bodyguard back there moving. Can you imagine being down here on this side of the line, all these friendly troops, and you know you're making your way in, but you can't hardly see over there. You don't know how well it's going until you push up this hill. And that was the end of the battle. So, not dinner route. I think what he did was he clicked quit, thinking it was supposed to admit defeat, and it didn't. So I guess I can't really see the casualty list and how many guys, but as you could tell, it was a pretty bloody battle. I thought he must have hit admit defeat or exit battle. One of the Total Wars I know you have the admit defeat option, I believe. I thought it was this one. I might have clicked the wrong one, but yeah, that was the battle. See from here, looking down the line, just heavy casualties, heavy fighting. Wasn't very long, but it was pretty decisive. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.